Too many leaders hesitate to speak up, and that needs to change. Today I'm going to help you find your leadership voice, because if you don't, your silence will limit your influence. Let's dive in. You need to have a voice if you're in a leadership position. See, one of my biggest pet peeves is when leaders sit in a meeting and they don't speak up. If you're not going to contribute, why even attend? I want you to think about that for a second. No one will ever take you seriously if you don't speak up. I know a lot of leaders struggle with this. If that's you, I want you to hear me. This is important. I tell every leader who participates in my leadership workshops that you might as well leave if you don't contribute to the conversation. And I know that may sound harsh, but you know what? It's the truth that every leader needs to hear. A while back, I had a C-level executive in one of my workshops who wasn't speaking up. So I pulled him aside and told him that his silence was actually tarnishing his brand because he was the most senior leader in the room. And his lack of contribution was a disservice to the younger folks who would benefit from his thought leadership. See, you're in a leadership role for a reason, to provide thought leadership. What you say or don't say matters. What you say and how you say it will directly affect your team's faith in you. When you don't speak up and share your thoughts, you're robbing those who work with you of your most precious gift, you. See, many leaders don't consider the ramifications of not speaking up. Most are afraid to share their thoughts because they worry about what others will think of them. See, fear has this way of paralyzing us, right? Fear is a way of creating anxiety. And let's be honest, fear is a way of holding us back. Many leaders worry that others won't take them seriously, or they struggle to find ways to interject themselves in a conversation, or they lack the courage to raise a different point of view. For them, it's easier and more convenient to sit back or withdraw from situations as opposed to risking what would happen if they shared their thoughts. I get it, which is why I'm talking about this now. If this resonates with you, let me help you. I'm a framework guy, so let me give you a simple 4-step framework for communicating your ideas and opinions with others. Connect, clarify, conviction, and confidence. Let me quickly unpack each one. Connect with context. See, too many leaders dive right into the details without taking an extra few minutes to appropriately set the stage. You will connect with the person or group you're speaking with when you frame your thoughts in a way that's meaningful to them. How is what you're about to say relevant to the point being discussed? Let me give you an example. Let's say you're discussing an organizational change with someone named Joe, who raises the challenge of communicating with the team. You can initially respond with, Joe, you bring up a great point. If we don't communicate a consistent message, we all risk creating unnecessary chaos, which is something we want to avoid. See, notice what I just did? Right from the start, I stated that he made a good point. I wasn't fighting him. Instead, I was building upon what he stated, which makes him feel like I'm on his side. I connected and I reframed his point with greater context when I said, we run the risk of creating unnecessary chaos, which we all want to avoid. See, when you do this correctly, you get the other person interested in hearing more. So my advice is zoom out before you zoom in. Set the stage with the bigger picture perspective before diving in to the details. Next, clarify what's critical. Most leaders fire off endless possibilities or have knee-jerk reactions. A leader's role is to be the voice of clarity and help your team focus on what matters most. Outline what's most critical. You can say something like, I see 3 important steps we need to take. See, synthesize your message, outline it, order it. My team makes fun of me because they know I'm a power 3 guy. I'm saying, hey, here's how I see it. The next 3 steps are blank, blank, blank. See, this keeps the conversation focused and between the navigational beacons. Next, convey your ideas with conviction. If you believe in something, get passionate about it. Don't use words like, maybe this will work, or I think. No. Say, I believe. By the way, this is one filter that I apply to emails. After composing an email, I review it, looking for the soft words. Maybe we can do X, Y, and Z, or I think. See, the words I think is one of the things that gets me all the time, right? So I had to change that to I believe. I believe drives conviction. Convey your thought leadership with conviction. Stand tall behind your ideas. Lastly, close with confidence. It's easy for a conversation to go on, and at some point, someone needs to step in, cut things off, and guide the team forward. Why can't you play that role? I get really annoyed when leaders close a meeting by saying, "What do you suggest we do next?" That tells me you're a passenger, not a driver. Stop playing small. Instead, be the leader who confidently outlines the next step. For example, you can say something like, "Okay, here's what I heard, and as a result, I believe we decided to do X, Y, and Z. Are we in agreement?" Can you feel the difference between that message? Close with confidence. Okay, let me summarize with you what I just said. Connect with context. Clarify what's critical. Convey your ideas with conviction and close with confidence. You got to learn to trust yourself and give yourself the freedom to experiment. This is going to be uncomfortable at first, I get it. But growth happens when you become comfortable being uncomfortable. I tell everyone I coach that they will only get better if they practice and experiment with the tools and techniques we discuss. Make a renewed commitment right here, right now. Commit to being more engaged and present in all meetings and video calls you participate in. Look for opportunities to build upon the conversation by sharing your thoughts, ideas, and opinions. As a leader, you need to have a voice. If you're not going to have a voice, you shouldn't be in a leadership position. That's the honest, no bullshit truth. If you want help with this, I invite you to join the LXU community. Not only will you get me to help you personally, but you'll be surrounded by like-minded souls who share your leadership challenges. LXU is a community-driven hub for business leaders who want to develop their brand, increase their influence, and accelerate their impact. This is a safe place to start if you want to develop your voice. It's extremely affordable and risk-free. I included a link in the description if you're interested. Okay, if you like what I shared today, do me a favor, give it a thumbs up, drop a comment below, and of course subscribe, because each week I'm sharing content to help you and your team embrace change, focus your efforts, and accelerate your results. Remember this, you're just one idea away. Talk to you soon.